Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ladder Legends replay analysis. Today we got a very good GM random player, Rumnix. He played like 10 games against this guy now, and I think I've won like 4 of them. Man, is really good at this video game. And then we got DeadlyKitten on the other side, one of our newest subs, Pylon Power with the Pylon profile picture. I'm appreciative of that. So it's going to be a PvT. GM level PvT on the EU server. I didn't quite see DeadlyKitten's MMR. Last time I heard he was like 5'3", 5'2", 5'3", so this should be quite the high-level game. And what did he say? Let's see what he said. Where's the... There we go. I feel like I play this so much better than him. I trade positively while being up tons of bases and killing expansion, but he gets to a good army one time, and I almost lose. So does that indicate that we win this game? Or you're just trying to see what you did wrong, or what? So, it's a good indicator. We'll see. He skipped to the beginning of the game. I mean, these guys are both Grandmaster level players. I'm assuming we're not going to make too many mistakes here. Go for the scout, harassing the SCV. Nexus goes down. Nexus is... it's fine. I was going to say slightly late, but it was literally like 3 seconds. It's not that big of a deal. Second gas coming in, core. Second pylon on the low ground in case of double gas. Did we actually scout the gas? Okay, so this is one mistake that we didn't do, is we didn't actually scout for the gas just to double check and make sure it's 2 gas. Reaper coming in. Stalker gonna be popping out as the Reaper gets in here. Alright, Reaper sees the battery. We're not skipping out on the shield battery. Very good. Alright, sentry on the way. This is going to be for scouting. We're going to get a hallucination scout going here. Twilight Council, safety battery in the main. Now, you don't have to go for this, but it is recommended if you're unsure. And at this point, we are unsure. Better to not skip it. It's only 100 minerals. Doesn't set you back that far. Now, I Reaper wall in my main, so I tend to not go for this, but to each their own. So we have 2 more Reapers plus 2 Hellions coming out, which I'm pretty sure this Phoenix scouted, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. The Phoenix sees both Reapers plus the Hellions leaving, so we do know that they are on the way. Stalker sentry in the wall. And 1 stalker on the high ground. Yep, we're going to be seeing the Reapers go into the main. More grenades. Very nice job. Going ahead and getting your 3rd base. And we've lost no probes. I mean, this has been a perfect opener for you so far. We should be sending a follow-up. There we go. I was going to say follow-up Phoenix Scout to go check what's going on. Terran is going into 3 CC behind this with a Raven. So you see the Raven on the way. I mean, you can assume it's a Raven because there's no cloak. Now, that's not a guarantee, but it's very likely, especially Raven's pretty common nowadays. Clem has been making a Raven quite often, so I feel like most of your high-level Terrans are just going to follow suit, right? Stalker's going to be coming in here. Nice. Maybe could have got 1 or 2 more SCVs with single blinkbacks, but, I mean, we still got 1. I mean, everything's looking good so far. Actually, we killed a mule. Unfortunately, that mule was pretty close to being dead, but it's okay. Not missing any workers. We're going into Robo Bay with +1 as a follow-up. How many gateways do we have? We're up 3, going up to 6. Things looking pretty solid here. We're playing 3 gas only currently. All right. Nice. We actually kill the Raven. That's massive. 4th gas coming in, and we're going to go for a 4th base as well. So... So it's more probes. We've added on 2 additional gateways as well. Now we're going for the 4th base. Okay. 634th, pretty greedy on the 4th, but I mean, you have all the map control in the world right now, and you know he went 3 CC, so might as well. Nice. I see we were baiting for that tank. I would like to see you go over here. You can do a shift blink out this way. And killing these spotter marines, very good. +2's coming in. I mean, everything's looking pretty good so far. This is our first Colossus. I feel like our Colossi tech has been late this game. Let's see. How long is the Robo Bay? So the Robo Bay finishes at 6:13. We have enough money. 23. About 20 seconds later, I'm starting the Colossus. Just especially if we're not going to chrono, the only reason it matters is for the potential push, right? So it's just like we could have had an additional 20 seconds on like Colossus number 2 or 3. There we go. We're getting a chrono boost coming in now. That's what I like to see. Terran should be getting ready to go for a push here soon. His +1 end. His combat shield is about to finish. This is the Terran's first major power spike. Nice for killing the spotter Marines. We should be seeing Colossus number 2 start. Is that another 20 seconds? It's more like 15 or 20. Colossus takes, what, 54? So we would be like 3/4 of the way done with Colossus number 2 already. And about to start number 3. With consistent chrono boosts, I feel like the entire time... Oh, excuse me. Hold on. I have to exit out of this. Anyways, with consistent chrono boosts, I think that we would have already been done with Colossus number 2. Instead, now we're like boosting and hoping for it to be out, which as far as like early pushes go, it's kind of a big deal, right? Having 2 Colossus, literally doubling your splash damage power, right? So we still have enough to defend, so it's looking okay. We got some good spotter pylons out. Staying at right around 70 workers. There we go. Starting a couple more. Going for a push now. We only have 1 Colossus, though. I'm not really a huge fan of pushing with single Colossus. There's the second one, and also we don't have a Warp Prism either. Zealots at the 3rd base. All right. 2-1, and now we should be seeing Templar Archives coming in, or second Robo. There's second Robo. One or the other. We are going to want to add in Storm eventually with this, unless we're playing Disruptor, which we might be playing. We're getting Warp Prism Speed, which I'm also a fan of. 4 additional gateways. We're adding all of the Protoss things into play. Alright, we're playing Ruptors. It was one or the other, so. Alright. Now, the only problem with Disruptors is they're super supply heavy. As supply heavy as a Tempest, which sounds crazy to me. Alright, so we've attacked in this direction twice now, so I think we should probably rotate at this point, because he's been set up right around this area the entire time. He's staying back for the Zealots in his main base. Fortunately, the Vikings pop out right there. And then we lose all of it. We get 1 Marauder and 2 Marines for all of those Zealots. So definitely not a great trade. Alright, and then we should also be transitioning, or like, just moving somewhat towards some air units, like potential Tempests or things like that, things to actually transition into. I mean, we're playing hardcore ground here. I don't hate it. DT Shrine coming in. That's another way to snipe bases. Hold on, was that a second Prism? Oh no, we just walked the Zealots right in. Nice. All right, shift move commanded some Zealots in here. Get some good damage. So the Terran has a ton of bio. What's the army supply differential looking like? 121 to 115. Now we get a Ghost and a Widowmine as well. Also killed 14 workers. I mean, things are looking really good for you so far, and bank-wise as well, so. Nice. Get 2 tanks there. So, we have more Zealots coming in, but he's going to be ready at this time. It's like, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice kind of thing. So I was going to say I would love to be seeing DT Blink coming in. That would be... DTs are a very rich man's unit. We're not mining any of our gases on our 5th base, and we don't have the gas in our natural or our 3rd as well. So it's just like the different... If we want to be sending like squads of Blink DTs out, we're going to be needing more gas than this, I think. DTs are very expensive. You're doing really good with the run buys here. We're starting to trade slightly inefficiently with them though, because he's ready for them to be coming in from this side in this direction. Also, the army, yeah, the army, we're behind like 30 in army supply right now, so this army's not too great. Also, Stalkers are kind of just, they're good meat shields, but they're not great straight up fighting units, right? So we get a snipe on the base at the same time. Very good. And now we should be able to get out of there. Yeah, the CC ready to go though, so he doesn't really lose that much because he already had one. He's rebuilding another one as well. Very nice. And you should be able to get out of there. Very nice. So you gonna stim and follow it? Nice. Now we're going for the big fight over here. I mean, your bank is looking amazing. So by almost lose, do we mean like it's looking like you're winning this game very, very hard. The Blink DTs are doing very well. The thing is, aside from the disruptors though, your army is not great, right? It's like we have 3 Colossi, 2 of them are pretty low. He's got a decent Viking count. He's still up to 6. So with some decent kiting, as long as he splits away from the Ruptors, and once you're out of disruptor shots, I feel like your army doesn't have that much firepower left. A big chunk of his army is also over here as well. So it's just like, let's see. It's not looking terrible, but the problem is like your straight up fighting force isn't there, in my opinion. Like, this army can win with the disruptors pretty handedly too, and it's going to. Boom, bop, big shots. So once you see the libs coming out, we should be wanting to move to a couple Tempests. This is what I was talking about with the Stargates earlier, like at least adding in a single Stargate when we're adding in stuff like DT Shrines. That way we have the ability to transition towards Tempest, because I don't think Blink Stalkers are a reliable way to deal with ranged Liberators. I actually threw a game yesterday doing this exact same thing, where I was just staying on ground and relying on Blink Stalkers to deal with libs. They're like the Band-Aid solution, in my opinion. He gets a good EMP there. Taking the low ground 5th base, which I'm not necessarily a fan of. You could also move to this side with the Colossi and hit the mineral line from there. That's another reason. Like, it's just not a fantastic base to take, in my opinion, especially when you have options like this one, or even potential. This one's probably worse, actually. Alright, so now we're walking in 3 lib zones. Do we have +2 ship weapons? We do. So now Stalkers are also getting 2 shots. So we really desperately need Tempest. So you're going up to 4 Robos when he's building an army that counters your army with the libs. Nice usage. We nab off a Marauder there. A lot of our disruptors are out of shots. I like the zoning shot being fired there. Nice, we have some Zealots going in. We should be moving this army back. That's good. Oh, this is a free donated Colossus right there. We should be seeing, what do we use to fill that 200 supply? Just more Zealots? We have a lot of Zealots in this army. We have 28 Zealots in this army, whereas our opponent's only adding tech units in. Really, at this point, you're talking like Ghosts and Libs. We're building a very anti-bio force still, when I feel like half of his army isn't necessarily bio anymore. It's like Sky Terran. Alright. We see all these libs coming in. Alright, these Zealots gonna come in, be able to take out a command center. Did he actually lose that orbital? He lost an orbital to just it burning down. I thought he was gonna lose it to Zealots. Nice, good disruptor shot. Nice, those 2 Zealots get to finish that off. You got another base. Your bank is looking amazing. His bank is also not bad though, and his army is just better than yours, in my opinion. Like, look at the differential, right, between these army values. He's got you by about like 2.7k in terms of just straight up value in his army. And it's just because we're still sticking on a bunch of gateway tech units when we're going against like well upgraded Sky Terran units, right? Yeah. So he's gotten to an army where he should be able to push across the map now, especially after you just lost all those units. We're also still building things that don't deal with Liberators. The problem in this game is that we didn't move to Tempests at all. Even like 2 or 3 Tempests with an Oracle, you don't need that many, just a few. That way you could just attack them from a distance, and then you can still have majoritively Stalkers, and then when the Vikings come up to shoot, you could shoot zoning disruptors and then blink the Stalkers forward, right? So I think that's the way you want to play this. Those 2 Colossus are chilling. DTs kill another base. At this point, honestly, I think you're glad to lose these bases, right? You have 65 probes still with 13,000. All we really need to do is mine gas. You have 14,000 resources in the bank. You have enough to afford us, like, to support a small island nation over here. 2 Colossi in the middle of the map, donated for free. I mean, you at least got some ghost kills, which is nice. You actually killed a decent chunk of the army with the DTs, but the problem is like you're having to run away because we don't have anything to deal with the liberators. It's only 6 libs as well, but with +2 they're very scary. So we're choosing to not fight with our Colossi. You want to use the mobile power of your army. I don't hate it. Yeah, this is the dance that happens when we don't have Tempest. We have Storm available now. Stalkers just get deleted. We're warping and stuff in the lib zones. Very interesting call. Alright, and now we start 4 more Colossi. Okay, and I'm assuming we're going to warp in a ton of Stalkers. DT's putting in work over here. The supplies are pretty even. What's the army supply looking like currently? Army supply is 90 to 76. And how many liberators do we have? We have 6 still. So I still very much so prefer his army. Like, we warped in a bunch more zealots again. The problem is the liberators, man. We haven't built anything that deals with these liberators at all. That was a good storm. Warping in more zealots. This is still not anti-liberator stuff. At this point, yeah, we're trading 10,000 resources worse. There we go. Now we're warping in the Stalkers. Let's go. We get some counterattack zealots. Warping in a bunch more zealots. If I didn't know better, I would think this is heaven the way you're playing. We're just warping in a ton of zealots. Like, when all we need, we've just needed a counter to these, the 4 remaining of the 6 liberators that were in the army, right? It's like those 6 libs killed, like, or what caused this 10,000 resource deficit differential, right? It's just like we just needed to have something to deal with those. We're gonna blink in. Even there, we lost about half the Stalkers, and now we killed 3 of the libs, which is good, but we're out of resources at this point. We really need gas very heavily. Should be transferring some of these workers, taking some gas. Very good. We should also retake some of these bases. Yep, I like that one or this one. There we go. The Colossi coming to kill the workers over here. Very good. Now we have 5 Colossi. Good lord. There we got Zella DT running in over here. The DT saw a Liberator, but I don't think he actually saw it. Back up for this fight. I would like to see this. And now he's fighting without the libs, and suddenly game's just over, right? So it's just like, so I'm glad you still won the game, very much so. Your problem was just in libs. We just needed to, whenever you're getting like you're becoming a rich man and you're getting like the blink DTs and you're up to like, you're now getting +3 armor after having +3 attack, and you're going up to 20 gateways. Like, let's just throw 1 Stargate in there. That way you can throw the fleet beacon down for the inevitable Liberator transition. It seems like you've struggled dealing with Liberators, and that's okay to say. That's not me, dogging on you. That just was the case in this game. So if we just get like 2-3 Tempest plus an Oracle, you're going to make him commit to Vikings way harder, which I think is going to make your Disruptor play on the ground even better. And if he does, you basically make him have to fine-tune his balance between armies, right? And whenever you're just making a ground force like this, he doesn't really need to fine-tune. He just needs bio plus libs, and eventually he's going to get up to a really strong force like you just saw right there. But yeah, hopefully these tips help, DeadlyKitten. And if you have any questions, man, my DMs are always open. Feel free to PM me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!